Hey you! This one's going to be so beautiful, but so simple. Now I'm using a rough, bumpy stone, but it's actually going to look super pretty when it's resined and sealed. I'm using two different colors to make my lavender. It's French blue, and I'm mixing French blue with the eggplant purple to make a lighter purple, and you'll see what I do there. First, I'm going to start with classic green and do a couple of stems, thicker at the bottom, but I'm going to thin them out as much as I can as I get to the end. Make sure they're nice and thin because we don't want them to be too noticeable where the flowers are. Now I'm going to be adding a couple of just simple leaves that are kind of pointing downwards, I guess. Now, I'm not a realistic painter. These are just going to be very simple, minimalistic, but so beautiful in the end. And depending on what surface you paint them on, really changes how they look. I'm going to show you on two different types of stone when I resin them at the end. But we're going to show you this one on a Lake Superior stone through the tutorial. So I am just doing four little stems with flowers on them. Nothing too drastic. You can do more, you can do less, but I just wanted this one to be very simple and easy to follow for everyone. So if you like lavender, this is something that you can paint with me. So, like I said, I'm using two different colors of paint to make my lavender flowers. There is the blue. It's like a bluish color. I'm going to get the actual name of it for you. It is French blue, number 639, and it's from Folkart. And I've mixed it with eggplant purple to make this purple that you're seeing. Now, I'm not being careful. I'm being quite messy. I'm using my fine lining brush, but I'm taking a real blob of paint and I'm doing like a couple of petals, maybe 2 to 3 on each section. But I add in a little bit of the dark purple to a petal. It's okay. I'm going back and forth. I'm mixing my colors. It's okay if some of the light purple mixes with the dark purple. It actually helps the look of the flowers in the end. So I just keep going back and forth. I'll do a dark purple petal, a light purple petal, but normally there's about 2 or 3 petals on each flower at each section going up the stem. So this one's a little bit bigger. You can see it a little bit better. I'm being random with the colors that I'm using. So I just go back and forth. Add a purple, dark purple petal here, light purple petal there, mix this one in with this one, and they just end up looking just fine in the end. And I'm not being careful. I'm being quite sloppy. I'm okay if they aren't perfect. So don't be too precise with each portion of the flower because you'll end up just working yourself up over it and getting stressed out. So just make little blobs and just have like 3 blobs together to make a little bit of lavender. So once again, you're out of focus. You can't see what I just did up there, but I promise you I'm just ending it off. As I go up the stem, I make the petals smaller, the flowers smaller, as you can see. See, I'm once again being random. I use the eggplant purple, then I go in with the light purple. You can use whatever shades of purple you desire. You can use lighter if you want, if you don't want it so dark. But yeah, I just wanted this to be simple, but very, very pretty. And it's on a bumpy rock, so keep that in mind. It doesn't look as nice until it's been resined. But yeah, you'll appreciate it very, very soon. So I'm going to have like a little tie, a cute little like leather type tie around the stems. And so I'm just letting my lavender dry a little bit and then working on a a leather tie or like a suede cord going around them. That's kind of what I want to give the impression of. It's like a little cord wrapped around them, holding them together, and then the end of the cord, there's going to be little beads on it. So you'll understand as we go along. And I'm not being careful. Once again, I'm just kind of slapping it on there. Simple, simple. I'm not stressing about this at all. I'm just going to do whatever I can to make it look pretty. And the lavender's already looking pretty. We're not done with it yet. We're letting it dry a little bit, but it's already looking really pretty. And like I said, it's going to change how it looks on every surface that you're painting it on. So this stone is going to change a lot when I seal it. It's going to darken up in places that you weren't expecting it to. And yeah, it's going to look really, really pretty when it's done. But I'm also going to paint one onto a Santorini stone from Greece. And you'll see how different it looks on a different stone. But you'll see that at the end. I'll call it a resin surprise. That's what happens at the end. Our resin surprise. So I'm adding 3 little beads with black paint and a dotting tool on each piece of the cord. And we're just going to let those dry a little bit. Now I will be using gold leaf, liquid gold leaf. It is hard to come by, and that's probably because there's a warning on the back of it. It contains like possible cancer-causing agents. So I don't recommend it to anyone, but if you have used it before, if you're familiar with it, I'm sure you know that you have to use it in a very well-ventilated area. You should probably wear a mask while you're using it. So just know that that's what I do when I am using it, because I don't want to put myself or anyone else in danger. But the fumes from it is very, very strong. It does do amazing things to my artwork, but it's not something I want to use very often. But I am going to use it on this one today in a well-ventilated area. I have added little white dots just to the bottoms of my flowers. And they go smaller as I get to the top. Now here's the liquid leaf. Here's the warning on the back that it says it could cause, there's cancer-causing agents in it. The vapors are harmful, so make sure you wear a mask. You're in a well-ventilated area, and don't use it for long periods of time. But it's probably one of the only unsafe things that I work with when it comes to my artwork. So I am using the gold leaf just very minimally. I am not even going to make sure that it's perfectly lined up. I'm just kind of adding a touch of gold everywhere. So just gently, I'm not being perfect with it. Once again, I just want to see it shine in certain areas. So I'm just highlighting with the gold on the leaves, on the tops of the leaves, and then I go around all the little buds on the flowers, but sloppy. I'm not being perfect about it. I just want to kind of see a hint of gold surrounding this whole image, basically. So I'm just kind of adding a touch of gold to everything. I'll show you the flowers a little bit in a few minutes, but for now, just putting a touch of gold on everything. You can use just your standard acrylic gold paint as well, but I promise you nothing shines like gold leaf. But man, this stuff is strong. So definitely be careful with it if it's something that you plan on using. So I'm just going around some of the edges of my little petals on my lavender flower. And I'm not being perfect about it. I'm not worrying about everything being covered properly and precisely. I just want to see, once again, a little glimmer of gold around these petals. And it's hard. It's so hard to see because the rock is so textured and the flowers are still wet in some areas, so you can't really see how beautiful this looks until the end. I'm sorry. It does look beautiful though. And I highly recommend if you are able to paint this onto a white surface, like a tile or a stone that's been painted white. It just stands out beautifully on the white. It looks so elegant. I don't even know really how to explain it. It just looks very beautiful, delicate, and elegant. So I am going to go around all my little buds, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you. You can see it a little bit better now that everything's kind of dry. But once again, that background is so textured and bumpy, it's hard to focus on the flowers, but the resin will make it much easier for you to see. And also the Santorini stone that I have painted this on as well will be much easier to see the I guess the flowers, because you can't really see them very well on this bumpy texture. Now I'm adding a little bit of gold onto my beads just in the center. Liquid gold leaf has a mind of its own. So if you've used it before, you know what I'm talking about. It's very unpredictable. It goes where it feels like going, not necessarily where you want it to go. So be prepared for it to not have the same consistency as your regular acrylic paint. It's very, very different. And it takes a learning curve to get used to its unpredictability. So here, the suspense, dun da da da. Here it is. You can see the gold. You can see the flowers a little bit better. Look at how much that stone changed and darkened with the resin. It just looks so beautiful. And this on dark stones as well as lighter stones is amazing. I've done it on both. You will probably see more of them very, very soon. Here's some on a Santorini. It just looks so beautiful and so pretty to display anywhere, really. It's just gorgeous. And the gold really stands out. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for painting with me and for giving me beautiful ideas as well. I owe so much to you. So there will be more. Keep an eye out. Let me know what you think of this. Let me know if you found it simple and elegant. I love you. Mwah!